Hey, it's PenguinTeenTV, Felicity here. We've got such a jam-packed episode, our Q&A episode, that we have promised to do for so long that we've had to split it into 2 episodes. So enough talk from me. Let's get to part 1. Part 2 will be next week. So we've got back-to-back episodes, and then we'll go back to our regularly scheduled programming. Right, we have our magical cup of questions. Lots of questions from Tumblr, from Facebook, although Facebook was a bit quiet, Tumblr, Twitter, and of course the YouTube channel. So we're just going to dig in. Let's dig in. Let's do this. Let's do this. Our first question is, it's stuck together. That's what happens when you write them on a post-it note. That was a stupid decision to make them stick together like this. Who did that? Alright. I have a bachelor degree in arts, majoring in literature and journalism. Is there anything else I need to make my dream come true? From Becca, the book reviewer on YouTube. Well, Becca, there is and there isn't. I would say the first thing you probably need is tenacity and persistence, which is a good thing to have in life anyway. But in terms of if you wanted to work in publishing, it really depends on which part of publishing you like to work in, because there are so many different jobs you can have. There is a lot you can do within yourself to try to know what you want to work on. But these are good things to have already, Becca, so well done you. Good job. Next question. The next question from the question cup. Will there be future book events coming to Newcastle? From Reading Creations on YouTube. Specifically Newcastle, I can't say for sure. I think it's a matter of timing. I mean, we are doing 6 supernovas every year, plus PTA Live, plus author events, plus anything else we can get our minds and hands and brains and hearts into, marathon challenges and crazy things like that. So it's not that we don't want to come, it's just a matter of when we come, we want it to be good. That being said, we have had some queries from other cities, not capital cities, about PTA Live, and we may have something planned for next year, being 2015, that could offer an opportunity. It's early days, so I can't really say anything, but could offer an opportunity of your city, that not being a metro city, getting into the mix. What happens next when a book gets selected to be published? What's the process? Miranda Holloway from YouTube. Once the book is acquired, contracts have to be signed with agents and authors to get all that squared away. And once that's done, the author and the publisher and their person's editor then work on the pages in the manuscript. And that can take, it really depends. It can take any number of time. It can be weeks, months, and years. For every book, it's a different length of time, so there is no specific set period. And towards the end of that process, marketing and sales teams become involved, and they look at how to market the book to the audience it's intended for, and also how to sell the book to the customers who would want to then take it. So sales teams look at about how they would talk to local retailers about why this book, they would want to sell it in their store, and they work with them about getting it in the best position in the store. Marketing obviously look at how we want you, the reader, to find the book. So we look at organising things like publicity, meaning talking to media. We look at things like online activities and how we can help raise awareness of that author, especially if they're a new author, or if they're an established author, we look at how we hype the awareness. So with things like Rochelle Mead's books, we do countdowns and specific dates and things like that. In that process as well, there is a design element, which is the cover, and that is done with consultation with the editorial team. So they would then talk to the designer and work up some options, which are then brought to the wider company to look at. We've all by then read the book, so we kind of have a discussion about what does it represent the book well? Is it going to help people pick it up in the store? Because while we like to say we don't judge a book by its cover, come on, we've all been guilty of doing it. And you got to admit, when you walk into a bookstore or when you see a book, display online, certain covers grab your attention. And our job is to do the right mix of a cover that grabs your attention that's also true to the book, that is also beautiful to look at. So that all happens before the book is published. Once the book is published, the author then does a whole range of promotional stuff to help people be aware of it, from interviews to writers' festivals to doing their own sort of events that they go to schools and do talks, to so many other things. Every book is different and every author writes differently and has a different process, so it will really depend on that process of how long it takes. But that's kind of a basic-ish structure of what happens after a book has been signed to a publisher. The next question is, does Penguin have any beta readers? B-E-T-A. Now, I say better, but people might say beta, but I say better. It's from ZDI5 on Tumblr. No, we don't. We have, obviously, we have publishers and editors in-house who do all that kind of reading and editing and stuff. So we don't in Penguin Australia. I don't know about other penguins around the world or other publishers around the world. But good question. Good question. Fave part from Silver Shadows from GMZ45 on Twitter. My favourite part from Silver Shadows was the... pretty much. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of our episodes coming up in the very near future. And as always, you can find us in our usual places: Facebook, Tumblr, Twitter, Instagram, who knows where else. See you soon.